This is Andy Purewal for Boxing Social in association with Betfred, and I'm joined by the European champion Tommy McCarthy over Zoom. Tommy, how are you doing?
Peace. I'm all good. Thanks for having me.
I appreciate your time, mate. It's been a while since we've had you on the channel. How have you found kind of your camp effectively since your last fight against Bilal up until now?
Yeah, well, I had a broken hand after our fight, so I had a wee recovery process to go through, and then the new year we've just kept it going. And then once I got word about this fight, I'm back in camp and everything's going great. I'm in great shape, sparring well, everything's going perfect.
How frustrating was the hand injury on the back of a fight with Lagoon? Because I imagine you'd have been looking at it thinking momentum was on your side.
Yeah, it was so annoying because if you remember, Glowacki failed his COVID test, and they were looking for a cruiserweight to jump in, and I wanted to get in badly. That was a golden opportunity. Right before Christmas, everything would have been great, and my hand messed it up. So that would have been great to have a world title fight just a couple of months straight after winning the European. But everything comes in divine time.
Just listening to you there, Tommy, then, was you actually kind of at least thought of or offered the fight with Lawrence?
Yeah, my manager was, but he knocked it down straight away because my hand was broke.
How frustrating a game and is that situation, knowing that on another day, if you didn't suffer the hand injury you did have in the Lagoon fight, you'd have been there challenging Lawrence for that vacant title?
I don't know. I said, no, manager, I was like, look, I'll go for it. And he says, listen, stop being stupid. You're not ready. You've got one hand.
So, Tommy, let's obviously just move on from what could have been onto what is coming. Alexandru Jur on May 15th. What do you know about him? The first defense of your European title?
Yeah, he's a solid European level opponent. He went 12 rounds with Krzysztof Włodarczyk, two-time world champion. He's a former EU champion, and he's 19 wins, 4 losses. So and he's had plenty of notice as well for the fight. So I'm expecting him to come out, 100% ready, and I'm looking forward to it.
Stylistically, how do you anticipate the pair of you will match up when you are in the ring?
I think it's a good gel of styles, but I've been working very hard in this camp, about trying to have a bigger punch output. So I want to set a high pace, and I'm looking to get him out of there. I'm looking to put on a dominating performance.
That's something I was going to ask you, Tommy, especially now you have that European title. You said a few questions ago you was looking at that world scene on another day. If you was fit, you'd have been able to fight Lawrence. Do you feel like you need to make a statement against Alexandru just to kind of keep your name kind of up there on the world scene instead of looking at just European defenses?
Yeah, 100 million%, because I'm highly ranked with the major governing bodies. Number 5 with the IBF now, 7 with the WBC, 10 with the WBA. So I need an electrifying performance here that'll get me, if I have a great performance, I believe that'll get me a shot at the world title. They'll take notice of me. But if I have I'll be looking at another defense. So this fight, usually it's just, win by and at any cost. If you win ugly, doesn't matter, just win. But this fight, it's very important about the performance.
Have you thought about what would be next for you if you are successful in a good and a kind of a devastating fashion on May 15th? Have you thought about what would be next?
Yeah, I would love to have any one of the 4 champions. Obviously, Lawrence would be easy. I'm not ranked with WBO, but obviously that would be an easy one to make. But any one of the 4 champions, I fancy my chances against any of them. But like I say, I don't want to look past this guy because this is very important. It's probably my most important fight.
Would you have any interest in rematching Richard Riakporhe and kind of righting the wrong from that fight?
Yeah, most definitely. Well, I don't know. Riakporhe can't disappear off the scene. I don't know where he's been, but that's definitely a fight that interests me big time because I've went in. That's my most, that was a devastating loss for me and really hard to take, an embarrassing loss. So I want to set the record straight, and if I get the chance to, I would jump at it.
Obviously, we're speaking about Lawrence Fair. Just want to touch on him. What did you make of his victory against Krzysztof Glowacki when they did obviously eventually meet?
Yeah, I thought that was his best performance they did. The tactics were perfect, and he boxed really good, looked nice. Yeah, give him 10 out of 10 for it.
In his case, he's spoken about he wants Maurice Breedis next. How do you think Lawrence would fare against somebody like Maurice Breedis?
You know, for sake, I call it Breedis first, and then he got him. He probably will get him in a unification fight. But yeah, I think Okolie beats him.
You said that obviously you called out Breedis first. Is this kind of, I've said frustration probably a few times during this interview again, but is that where effectively it just goes through a ranking order with Lawrence being a world champion, you only holding the European title? It won't fall for you unless opportunities were to be turned down elsewhere for people to face Maurice.
Yeah, that's it. I think me having a couple of blemishes on the record, I think that actually serves me better at getting a chance because the likes of Breedis or Makubu or Gurlamin, they'll be willing to take the chance because of, he's got a couple of losses. Whereas if the undefeated fighters, they'll go, nah, we'll try and swerve it. So, hopefully, and it'll be in my favor if Breedis says, nah, I don't fancy the Okolie fight, but I'll take a chance on McCarthy. So that would be great for me because I 100% believe that will box the head clean off Maurice Breedis. But as you say, it's all about who has the higher standing and more push behind them with a promotional thing. So if Okolie and Breedis get on, I'll happily box Makubu or Gurlamin.
Tommy, just final thing I wanted to get your thoughts on. Somebody I know you'll know well. Cole Frampton, obviously recently retiring from the sport. Just going back to his defeat to Jamal Herring, what did you make of it and what have you made of Cole's career?
Yeah, Cole's a personal friend of mine and I know him a long time. His performance, it just didn't go right on the net. I've been talking to him throughout the whole camp and he was feeling great and he was sparring great and he told me what the plan was and he just wasn't able to implement it on the net. So it was a case of Jamal Herring bringing his A game on the net and Frampton not. And it was hard to watch and because like I said, he's a friend. I really wanted him to make the history, but it just wasn't meant to be. But I'd never seen Herring box so good, to be honest. That was Herring's career best performance. So credit to him, but yeah, it was a hard one to take.
Well, for Cole now, obviously retiring, a stellar career behind him, two-weight world champion. For you guys, in your situation, is he somebody who you and Irish boxing especially kind of look up to? Not just Irish boxing, but British boxing in general.
Yeah, well, that's it. Like I was talking to him, and I said, like he's even though I know him, and you don't want to be like friggin' too soft with your friends. But I was like, I call you actually are a genuine inspiration to me because you're a guy from a working class background, came through the same amateur setup as me, and has become a world champion, multiple time world champion. And he's a millionaire now, and if he can do it, I can do it. And it's good that when you want to achieve something, it's good to see that somebody close to you has done it before. That's why I had to tip my hat to the Trailblazers, like the Katie Taylors of the world. Like when she was coming up, there was no female boxers for her to, you know, try and imitate. Whereas there's all the female boxers and I go, oh look, if Katie can do it, I want to do it with Katie. So for me, it's great to have it kind of close to home. Whereas Carl done it, so I want to do it, and I can't do it if he can. If you know what I mean.
All right, Tommy, we will leave that there now. I'll leave you to enjoy the rest of your Friday night. But I'm going to final word to yourself ahead of May 15th, ahead of your ring return. What would you like to say to everybody who's followed and supported you and will continue to do so?
Yeah, I just want to say thanks very much for all the support. Keep the support coming. Haters keep on hitting. Trolls keep trolling. Shout out all my sponsors: Pick Physique, Northern Property, Lux, Brandy Boyd, Laurie O'Neill, Mulholland Law, and I'm forgetting anyone. The Swilly Bryn, and yeah, EJC contractors. So thanks for all the support, guys, and I'll see you on the 15th.
Tommy, it's a pleasure to catch up with you. Enjoy the rest of camp, and I look forward to seeing you back in the ring. Thank you for
Yes,
speaking.
Chris, thanks for having me. See ya.